Well, I saw try to grind, but I'm out on the road again. I'm on the road again.
So here we are, back down on the Essex coast, and as you can hear, it's a little bit windy. It has been very windy today. We've got a storm, the first storm coming into the UK, Storm Ali. Sorry about the wind noise, not much I can do about it. But yeah, we've got this Storm Ali coming in. It's already claimed one life. A caravan was blown off of a cliff edge in Ireland. We've got about 30 mile-an-hour winds down here at the moment. Not too bad, but I want to set up the T2LT antenna, and that might be a bit difficult. I don't know the maximum wind speed that antenna can take. I don't think it's 30, I think it's less than that. I think it's about 25. So yeah, I've got to be a little bit careful when I do that. Make sure I just put it up and put it down. But I'll take you through the process of putting it up, because someone did ask me before. But as you can hear, yeah, very windy at the moment. Definitely quite a bit of wind coming in. And yeah, I was right. It says on there, you can see, maximum wind speed 20 miles an hour. So I'm above that. So I'm going to have to be really careful. And so when you buy one of these, obviously I got this off eBay, and there's quite a few different sort of makes. But what you want to do is make sure you pay a little bit extra. It's only about £6 or £7, but get the solid fiberglass mounting pole. And what you have to do with this is you just have to hammer this into the ground, not far. You know, generally, I don't know, possibly maybe sort of a foot in the ground. That's generally enough to sort of hold it, and then you can sort of mount the pole. Just sort of slips over the top there, and then you attach the T2LT to that. Quite simple, really. It does help if it's not that windy, but I've kind of, we're in between sort of two caravans here, so hopefully it'll be alright. But anyway, I'll take you through the process when I put this up in a minute. Right, so as you can see there, okay, we've got the pole in. So just going to sort of attach the T2LT onto the actually the kite pole. Now, when you do this, you can adjust the SWR, although it's pretty much preset with the length, but you can adjust it by just sort of folding over the end, really. I found that I normally get below 1.5 just by, you know, not really bothering too much with that. So I generally, although this is difficult to do one-handed, is I just kind of put it through the, I'll do that in a second, just put it through the loop at the end, and then get a little bit of sort of insulating tape, and then attach it, pull out the next section, and so on and sort of so forth, and just put a little bit of tape round as it sort of goes around the pole, just to sort of secure it. As I say, this, because it's so windy at the moment, I won't be leaving this up. I'll just be putting it up as and when I use it, so I don't sort of damage the sort of pole itself. But it's as simple as that. And of course the T2LT, I mean, as you can see, is pretty much so sort of small. You could easily put that into a rucksack. Now if you've got a tree, I mean, we haven't really got a tree here, but if you had a tree that had a branch, then you could just basically throw up a line. You could just sort of, you know, pull this up over a branch of a tree. You wouldn't have to have the sort of fiberglass pole. Unfortunately, can't really do that here. In fact, I'm breaking site regulations, putting up one of these flag poles. It's not really allowed. That's why I have to be a little bit careful. It's my mate's caravan. I don't want to get him to get a warning from the site or get told to pull it down. But anyway, I'll come back when I've attached this to the kite pole. One thing I forgot to mention, you know, if you're going to leave this up for sort of more than say sort of half an hour, it's a good idea that when you get to the joins here, when you've sort of got the poles quite tight, it's a good idea just to wrap a little bit of insulating tape just around the joins. Otherwise it tends to sort of collapse, especially sort of in the wind. So if you're going to leave it up for the afternoon to do a bit of de-Xing or something, always a good idea just to secure the joins. So that's the pole fully extended. That's 8 metres. I think 8 metres is probably about the minimum length you want to go to. I mean, you know, you can go much higher. There's not much difference really in the price. Just it becomes quite unwieldy though if you've got to put it up on sort of something like a campsite or something like that. But I mean, you know, 8 metres is probably the minimum that you want to go to, and you know, 9 metres is probably better. You know, 10 or 11 metres is ideal, but that is quite a big pole to sort of put up. If you're using it in your back garden, of course, then maybe sort of 11 metres is ideal. When you come to the connection, you can see I've just got a barrel connection there. Obviously you'd need to insulate that if you was putting it up for any time. If you were doing DXing or something, you wanted to do it overnight, then you would need to insulate that. But as I'm going to sort of just not going to leave the antenna up today due to these high winds, I'll be putting it up, you know, while I'm on the radio, and I'll be bringing it down again for the evening. So that's the setup. A little bit hard to make out, isn't it, against the trees? But that's the idea, really, being down here. Quite windy, so I'm hoping the trees are going to offer it a little bit of protection. So right, that's it. Let's go inside and check the SWR. Right, just going to check the SWR. So switch that to SWR. Set that on the infinity mark. A bit sent, hope you can see that. And then put it onto reflected. And that's just above 1.4, about 1.4.5 on channel 20 FM, which is a sort of a rough thing, just above 1.4. The antenna's blowing around a little bit, so I'm going to take that. I'm not going to worry too much. I could go and sort of bend the end of the RG58 over slightly, and that would increase things, you know, or reduce the SWR to help, but I'm not going to worry. I'll take that. And good to note that there's absolutely no noise down here at all. And that's the beauty about being out in the middle of nowhere. You know, no factories, no schools, no people doing DIY, no cheap chinky power supplies. So we're set up to go. So that's it now. Just need to find if we can get some sort of local contact. But no skip coming in, unfortunately. I think I could do quite well if there was a little bit of sort of DX coming in. Right, so we're going to listen out on the 27305 for the local guys back home on a 305 net. It's a massive ask that I could pick anything up down here, you know, unless we get some very good sporadic sort of E conditions or something like that, a little bit of skip coming in. I always give it a listen out for sort of the 2 Daves and that, but as I say, massive ask, but you never know. One day I'll make this intro and we will get a little bit on video, but as I say, very unlikely we'll get anything. Yeah, Hot Wheels, got your ears on? 1, 2, 3. You've got Hot Wheels on the side, on this channel 305. Yeah, roger there, Hot Wheels. I heard you testing 1, 2, 3. You've got Charlie Tango 1664 coming back to you.
Yes, I had to change over radios because one of my microphones packed up. So obviously you're coming through nicely today. You can just hear about 7 pounds radio side. At the moment I'm using the Kenwood, roger.
Yeah, QSL there. All copied there, Dwayne. Yeah, you're coming through also. Probably about a 3 to 4. I've got the antennator on, but probably about a 3 to 4. And yeah, good audio, no problem at all. And hello, Dwayne. Nice to copy you again. Over.
Yes, it's been quite a long time since I last spoken to you. I guess you've been okay. A lot of people down this neck of the woods is actually tuning into your YouTube channel, and they really do get excited, especially there's a guy called Roy. He's just round the corner from me, and he likes tuning into your interesting YouTube links. Regards to the aerials and stuff, obviously I like to comment on my behalf. Obviously, as I've always had an aluminium antenna, I'm always disappointed that there was caps on the floor. Obviously, at the moment, as you know, I'm using an Antron 99, and those seem to work quite well for me. Obviously, yes, the other people down the back of the Steelway London area, I can just about hear a voice. You know, I just about hear them. Can't make out what they're saying, but there is definitely a signal there. Back to you. Hot Wheels returning. Back to you, Fred.
Right, so we're just going to swing it over to 31 FM now. Hopefully I've got the frequency tuned in. Slightly off there, I'm on 0.20, not 0.25. I've got to sort that out at some point.
You wet the bed?
Every night without fail.
Good God. I think those bloody diapers, the cheaper ones, don't seem to work very well, do they?
It's those nightmares I have about you, mate.
Oh my God. That's the problem. Yeah, you should stop leaking, mate.
Dude, I have tried, but you're just so frightening.
Well,
It's Fred again. Yeah, the antenna had slipped. I'd lost a section. It had slipped down. The telescopic pole had slipped down in the wind, so it was a little bit stunted. Roger, should be okay now.
yeah, brilliant. If back to normal, is there any chance of a little bit more juice? Or you running high as you can go?
I'm high as a kite. Yeah, I'm really whacking out all I can, mate.
That's all right. We got Andy over here in Lower Kirby, and also we got Jay from J-Rig.
Oh, okay, that's a Rog. I'm getting Andy. Yeah, good afternoon, Andy. You got Fred in the shed.
Hello, Fred in the shed. Nice to hear you. I have seen your YouTube videos. They were hilarious, mate. That one with Dwayne in the background made me cackle. But yeah, nice to hear you. You're giving me about £7, a little bit of noise with you, but that's it.
Oh, cheers for that, Andy. Yeah, you're coming through probably about an S4 radio. You know, good radio 4 there. So I've got my antenna's quite low. It's only sort of well, it's on an 8 metre pole.
I've got about £5 a month today. Never mind. Right, Dwayne, I only wanted to pop in and say hello. Fred, it was lovely over waffle with you, mate. It really was. Another time, I will try and stick around a bit longer. Dwayne, you will probably listen to the video. I've got to do a couple of things for Shelly and then I'll be back on.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, no worries. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on. Always nice to sort of chat to people when I'm down here. So, all right, Andy. All right, then you take care, buddy, and catch you going soon. Look out for my YouTube stuff because I'm doing a bit of video of this. So hopefully I'll get you a little bit on video, mate, so you can hear yourself, Rog.
Oh no, not again. No, I've got an audio tape somewhere where I did a radio interview when I was 17, 18, and I hate listening to that. But whatever floats your boat, Fred, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, enjoy I'm assuming you're down for the weekend, so I will say enjoy your weekend. If I don't catch you again, I'll speak to you next time you're down. Right, go careful, Fred. Dwayne, like I said, I've got a couple of things to do for Shelly. I'll probably be about an hour and I'll be back.
It sure is. Yeah, your voice is nothing wrong with your voice. It's so sexy. It just turns me on, baby. You just carry on with that sexy voice there, Andy, and I'll catch you later. Oh, bugger off, you little arsehole. Yeah, we're a little, by the way, Fred, we're a little bit abusive sometimes together. We just let our hair down, really. If that's what happens when you're on amateur radio, you can't let your hair down. So, obviously, they can chill out on CB channels. Anyway, back to you, Fred. There's a gentleman called Jay from J-Rig. Would you be able to contact him?
Oh, no, I'll give him a shout.
Let's try again from my end. JJ, do copy. Fred is about, if you want to have a little chat with him, if you can hear him over.
Yeah, I just can't get him, mate. You know, it's so crackly on it today. I just can't hear him.
Yeah, but...
Alright then, buddy. Okay, gonna go off now. So, alright, Dwayne, take care, mate, and cheers and beers, and catch you again soon.
Right, okay, I'll be monitoring on 3-1. See you later, Fred. Take care. Come down to your family. All the best from Hot Wheels and Christmas. Bye-bye.
7-3. Got to call it a day there. So that was Dwayne there. That was Hot Wheels. A guy that I usually speak to down there. Unfortunately, my noise level just suddenly sort of picked up, and that's a bit of a shame. And started to lose him now. And we also had, I think that was Roy. We had Roy there, who was in Kirby, or Little Kirby. That was a nice little contact. Unfortunately, couldn't get Jay in Jaywick. I think that's just mainly my antenna. Probably just wasn't that little bit high. And when we started off there, we had some trouble And that was when I looked outside. One of the sections on the fiberglass pole had collapsed in the wind, because it's really still quite windy out there, not as bad as yesterday. But it was quite windy, so that's why I suddenly wasn't getting anywhere, because the bloody antenna had collapsed down. But anyway, so there you go. That concludes the Essex section. Glad I got some local contacts. Nothing really on sideband. The skip's not coming in. Didn't really get anything sort of massive on sideband. But so that's it. So then we're going to be tomorrow. We're going up to Norfolk, up to just outside Cromer. So yeah, and hopefully get some contacts up there. Got some stuff on Facebook. Got the East Counties Net 27395. So be giving them a bit of a bell. But cheers, thanks for there's the old thumb up. Thanks for tuning into this bit. Me and Dwayne there chatting away in Essex. And right, I'll catch you all in Norfolk.